Hey, what's up everybody? Shoebox Legends here. Thanks for stopping by my channel. In today's video, we are going to take a look at something that I stumbled across when cleaning and organizing here. Ran across these cards that I had picked up a while back and had become somewhat forgotten about in my collection, but they're really neat and they're something that you maybe haven't heard of or don't have experience with. And so I thought this was a good opportunity to shoot a quick video and show these off. So what you're looking at in front of you there are quote-unquote T206 cards. But if you're a T206 collector and you don't recognize those two cards, don't worry. There's no need to go consult your checklist or any literature. Those are not official T206 cards. What these are Helmar, Helmar T206. These are customs that are created by a gentleman out in the Midwest. He's been running this business for a few years, and normally I stay away from custom, created cards, unlicensed created cards like this for the most part, but Helmar is the one exception. I think this particular company does such a good job with the research and the time that is put into these cards. They have artists that they've contracted that do entirely original pieces of art and paintings that are used to produce the cards. They're released in very limited quantity. Basically what they do is they hold an auction every Tuesday night on eBay. They maybe print up and sell, I would estimate, somewhere between 30 and 50 cards a week, and that is it. He does have a website where you can look at kind of the population of, how many that he's printed of each, but they don't make a million of these. They don't overprint them to death. And they actually have a pretty diehard following, and these custom cards actually do pretty good on the secondary market. I think they start every auction off at $9.99, but you'd be surprised what some of these fetch, especially of the bigger stars of the game of yesteryear. So these are, he's done a few different sets. These are from the long-running T206 release, obviously inspired by the original T206 cards. I apologize for the background glare here. But this is a cool one. I have 4 of these that I pulled to look at today. The first one is this card of Koff from the Indianapolis Federal League team. So pretty cool image here. As you can tell in the one touch that this is in, these are sized to scale and are pretty similar, if not exactly the same size as the actual T206 tobacco cards. And again, original artwork is commissioned to create these cards. It's often inspired by other photographs or pieces of art that you can find out there, but pretty neat. And I like the fact that they take the time to design backs for these as well. And they also age the cards, which I know is, something that maybe is hit or miss for some folks. But they do round the corners and create some edge wear and stuff just to give them a feel as though they are actually 100-year-old tobacco cards. They do include, in some cases, like you can see here, a copyright of 2013 on the bottom of the card, just to prevent anyone from trying to claim that these are original. Doesn't bother me in the least. I think if you're an informed collector, you're just fine here, and he's not promoting these in any way as though to claim they are original T206 cards. Here's the next one. This is Hugh Bedient of the Boston Red Sox. And obviously I picked this one up because I am a Red Sox fan and collector. So I thought this was a really neat card. I love the design here. So they have this brand they created, and in some cases they borrow, actual stuff from around this time period, like Colgan's chips. And in other cases, they kind of make up or sort of take a liberty with some of the creations on the backs. So there's a lot of different back designs. As you can see, this looks nothing like the first back that we looked at. This is the Colgan's Chips version, but just really vibrant and cool. And they do a great job of capturing the spirit of the original T206 cards from over 100 years ago. So I did pull those 2. And then I have 2 others here that I found as well that I picked up, a long while back now. It's probably at least a year or 2 ago. But first we have Slim Salih of the Reds. Honestly, I don't know anything about this guy, but I grabbed this because I thought the artwork was just great. I love You know, he just looks like a grumpy old man here in an old school baseball uniform. I like the kind of the Art Deco background there. I just love everything about this image. So I was drawn to this one, even though I don't know the first thing about this player. And the back of this one is a baseball history and art back. So again, just a lot of creativity that goes into creating these. You know, I didn't buy these as investment pieces or anything. I think I won most of these for the minimum or opening $10 bid. I certainly didn't pay more than $15 for any of the ones that I have. The fourth and final one that we have to look at today is my favorite of this grouping. And I think this was one of the first ones that I picked up when I found out about his weekly auction. This is Casey Stengel, but depicted with the Brooklyn Dodgers. So of course, growing up, I was born well after Stengel's days as a player and manager had passed by, but I always recalled him as the manager of the Yankees and later the Mets. But it's cool to see a playing era, or a card that is made to resemble a playing era card of Stengel from his time with Brooklyn. I love the uniform here, the checkerboard uniform, and I love the subject. I'm a big fan of Stengel, and I was happy to be able to add this one into my collection. It's a nice oddball piece of his. And my favorite thing about this one, I think, might be the back. So of all the ones we looked at today, this is just fantastic. This has the Rough on Rats back. So, they draw up these fictional advertisements. And this one is obviously for some type of pesticide or something that, as the back indicates, clears out rats, mice, bedbugs, flies, and roaches, 15 cents per box. So one of those cases where I appreciate the back of the card, as much or more than the front, believe it or not. So that's a wrap. We'll keep this short and keep it under 10 minutes long here. Appreciate you spending some time, but I just thought these were unique and I thought they were worth showing off. And who knows, maybe I'll, turn one or two of you on to these Helmar cards who hadn't heard of them before. They're not for everyone. I know a lot of folks like to stick to the officially licensed stuff only, but it's a fun way to kind of add some variety to your collection without breaking the bank, and also to support someone who's working hard to create original art, learn about baseball history, and who has a great appreciation for our nation's pastime. So that's all for today. If you own any Helmar cards in your own collection, or if you have an opinion on the various Helmar cards, I would certainly love to hear about it in the comments below. And if not, I'll be back soon with more sports card content. Take care.